Hello and welcome to my weekly energy update. I am Jessica Alstrom and we are streaming live tonight in our Quantum Life community group, which is Jessica Alstrom Quantum Life community here on Facebook. We are also streaming live on YouTube. I know a lot of you guys were waiting for this this update yesterday, but we decided to do it Wednesday just because we're rescheduling, getting ready for our big tour, which you guys just saw our little commercial for. We got 3 weeks left for you guys to get your tickets and get your room situation so that you can be in Miami for our first newborn event of activating the planet as well as the human body. And that's really what I want to talk about tonight. Is the number one thing that I see in my practice in my academy around light workers is safety issues. I see it all the time in all different types of ways. You know, fear of being authentic, not feeling safe to express themselves, fear of judgment, fear of leaving behind their old life and really moving towards their passion because they feel kind of isolated in who they are. And the energy on the planet is reaching a critical mass right now, and it is really pushing from inside of you to stand up and take position of who you were really born to be on the planet. Whether that's a writer, a teacher, a guide, a messenger, a healer, you know, fill in the blank. If you are here to be light, then you have a call inside of you right now to share that. And what you're bumping up against right now is yourself. You're kind of bumping up against that mind of yours, that mind that's been programmed in lack, in suffering, in judgment. And really, this is kind of like the last obstacle we're going to face before we really shift into 5D is our own mind, is the own shadows of the past, our own metaphors of, you know, who we've never really been allowed to be. And a lot of times what I've noticed is people have a more difficult time shining and standing up in their true nature than they do, you know, hiding in the shadows of their lives. And we're all being called to do that. We're all being called to be really courageous. And we've got this full moon that's going to be here on Monday, at least in the United States, and it's the harvest moon, and it's all about kind of reaping the benefits of who and what we are. But it's also kind of faced with a lot of resistance, because in order for us to kind of take center stage of our lives, we have to face what we've always believed ourselves not to be in the mirror. And that can be very difficult for light workers, because we all are running around with these major safety issues, you know, safety around being loved and sharing loved and really being vulnerable and sharing our truth. You know, what I've noticed also is that with every single person that stands up in their truth and light, you know, you're hit with the reflection of, you know, that first time you closed it down, probably in those first 7 years, because everything is very much a circle in your reality. Everything is like layered onions, and everything is very circular. So a lot of times when you run away from a pattern, before you can actually clear the pattern, you have to run back into the problem. So the only way out is through. And so we're facing a lot of our old fears in the mirror. We're facing a lot of old challenges, a lot of manifestations, a lot of flashbacks from the past. Lots of body issues right now. Lots of body issues I'm noticing, especially a bunch of you guys that have, you know, that are in the academy, you know, all have your tickets ready to go to Miami, and now everybody's getting sick. You know, what is that about? What is the body telling us? What are these obstacles and these resistances that are popping up for you guys right now? Because we're right at the finish line. We're really right at that place where we can say, you know what, this is what I was born to do. I'm going to show up. And a lot of us are taking action and showing up, and we're facing ourselves in the mirror. Our body is triggering the sabotage of the past. You know, we're purging, we're releasing, we're leveling up, we're standing in courage. And chaos is a huge, important part of the unraveling of an old reality. It is the destruction part of the caterpillar to the butterfly experience that nobody talks about. And if we would just understand that that was part of it, and we would just love ourselves through that, and we would just be with ourselves and really look at our safety issues. And, you know, 2 weeks ago, I released the Abundance Game, and it is available on YouTube. It's a video. We're actually right now putting it into game form for you guys to be able to play it. It's kind of a shadow work game, but it's a game based in duality that shows you where your safety issues are and where your safety mechanisms are, what keeps you safe and what is holding you back. And we all know that safety is a big frequency that lies between us and our true abundance, true freedom. When we don't feel safe, we shut our energy fields down. When we shut our energy fields down, we block the flow of abundance. And abundance is people, places, things, ideas, connections, money, freedom, opportunities. So when you shut yourself down, you shut your whole self down. And we're doing that to protect ourselves, but if we continue to protect ourselves those ways, we shut down the future timelines from opening up. And when the future timelines can't be exposed to us, we have to keep replaying the past. So as you kind of move through this last circle of 3D and you play the rest of those programs out, it's very, very important that you're focused quantumly, focused on potential, focused on possibilities. In every moment, you always have something that you truly own, and that is your choice. You have the ability to look at something that is very limited, or you have the ability to look at it as potential, no matter what it is. It could be the greatest problem you're facing right now, and if you really sat with it and you looked at the limitations that it's creating in your life or the potential that it could create, your choice is right there in that middle, in that 0 point energy, where we call that quantum fine line between duality, where you can choose to look at a limitation or you can choose to look at your potential in anything. And that's really what you're being asked to do, is you're looking at the mirror, and instead of seeing what you're not, seeing the possibilities of what you could be. You know, what is the illness that you're going through right now telling you about yourself? What is message is it sharing? You know, what is this conflict that you're in right now? What is that telling you? A lot of times it's just old programs that are trying to play themselves out so that you can really start new. And this full moon that's coming in is really going to be about manifesting where the totality of all of your energy field has gotten to this point. Everything is going to start totally accelerating this year, and 2019 is going to feel like a blur if you're not present. So I'm asking light workers to get very present and focus on possibilities, focus on your potential, focus on investing in yourselves, in your ideas, in your businesses, in your practices, in your messages, and disregard everything else. Work through your safety issues and get to the root and core of what is holding you back from shining your light, and really understand that it isn't something that's holding you back. It's just a pattern from the past. Nothing can hold light back. Even the tiniest little candle can light up a room. And that's all you need to do, is just start taking that step forward and choosing yourself and choosing potential and choosing possibilities and letting go of limitation, because limitation is always going to be there. But that's really about us letting go of the idea of right and wrong and black and white when it comes to duality, and shift to duality of just true potential of who do we choose to be as both human and spirit walking the earth. And then we can really create this magical place for ourselves. So we've been working on the safety game. We've been working on the abundance game. We're doing a lot of fasting right now in TICA, which is Transcendence International Consciousness Academy. We are getting our bodies all purified so that we can hold more light, so that we can go through these DNA activations for the Miami event in October. And we're also doing a lot of emotional fasting. And so I've been teaching a lot about that in TICA this week. And what that's actually about is about what do you do when you face a challenge from the past, or a safety issue, or a freedom issue, or a devaluing issue, or a lack of deserving. What do you do in those moments? And so what we've been teaching this last week is the art of surrender. And surrender has a very unique frequency attached to it, and if you do it correctly, it will catapult you into the future. It will actually move you so far into the future that you won't even have to worry about doing a bunch of shadow work. But there's a very precise way that we surrender, because it isn't about weakness. It's not about failure. It's not about giving up. It's about turning energy over to the higher power within yourself, within the universe, and allowing those unseen friends and that non-physical reality to step in and help you move through your life the way that we know that we were born to do it. So hopefully this message triggered you or touched you in some way that helps you see something a little bit different in your reality. Please join us in TICA. You can just go to Join TICA now, or jointica.com, and you can find our academy. You can find me on Facebook, Jessica Alstrom Quantum Life Community. If you're ready to go deep, we have a paid Facebook group, our subscription group, which is TICA, T-I-C-A. You can also join our academy. That is a year-long certification, and that is Transcendence International Consciousness Academy. Or if you're really ready to level up, you can join us on the tour. We have a few tickets left. It's in Miami, October 5th through the 8th, right? 7th. My timeline is all mixed up. 5th through the 7th. We're going to be there till the 8th, but it will end on the 7th. And it is going to be 3 days of basically not just transformation, but activation. We're going to be holding a state of gamma for 3 days, going into deep delta sleep, so that we can really access not only our greatest potential, but the quantum field of potential, and rise to the versions of us that we were always born to be. I also want you guys to look out for another interview that I'm going to be doing on Friday night with Helena Riley, who is our quantum queen. She is the gamma girl. She is the one with all of the cool, badass technology that she's bringing to the tour. She's bringing her iCubes and all of that fun stuff. So we're going to do a live question and answer on Friday afternoon, which is 5 o'clock Central Time. We will be doing it live on my community group in Facebook, and that is going to be a quantum question and answer. So what is the technology that we're using? How are we going to do it in 3 days? What are we going to be doing exactly? Then we're going to go into deep quantum learning and really access your deeper questions when it comes to accessing your own quantum potential. So feel free to join us. I will send out an event check-ins for you guys to be able to check in tomorrow for that and attend. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight for this energy report, and I will see you next week in class.